Hey guys, hope you all are doing well. So guys, in this video we will discuss about float property of CSS and padding and margin. These are very important properties of CSS. You will have to watch this video carefully, fine? So don't skip any step and do practice after watching this video, because without practice you cannot learn these things, fine? So what is actually float? Now as you can see, we have made this design in previous video. Okay, fine. Now this is my square, and below this square I have a circle, and I want this circle at the right side here. Okay, I want this circle at the right side. I don't want it below this square. I want it to be at the right. I want to change the position of my circle. How can I change its position? By using float. Let's see how the float works. So this is my code editor. Here I have opened my folder, my page, where I have my coding. Now this is my circle. As you know, we have created this circle in previous video. So this is my circle. This is the div of the circle, fine. Now I want this circle at the right side. What will I do? I just use a property that is float, FLOAT. This is the spelling, and use a colon, then use right value. And then at the last you have to use a semicolon to separate it. Now save this page, open your browser, refresh the page. So here you can see that the circle, it has moved from left to right. So I hope you have got idea how the float works. Now I want this circle, beside this square. How will I do that? Let's see. Now this is float. I will change its value from right to left, then I save it and I refresh my page. Okay, let's see. I float, save. I also use float for your box. This is my box, and I want to use a float for it, so I'm using float, a colon, left, semicolon, save, open your browser and refresh the page. So here you have seen that we have changed the position of circle. Before the circle was below this circle, now the circle is beside this square. So this is how your float property actually work. Now let's jump to margin. What is margin? How to use margin? As you can see here, we do not have any space in between the square and the circle. I want some space between them. How can I use it? How can I do that? By using my margin property in CSS. How the margin works, let's see. So this is my Visual Studio Code editor, fine. This is my circle, and I want some margin, so I will use my margin property, fine. So use margin, so you will get some more things. Margin top, here you can see we have got some options. If you want margin from top side, from left, bottom, right, from where? I want margin from my left side, because this is my circle. At its left side we have our square, and I want some margin here from left side, so I will use margin left. Okay. Now how much margin you want here? I will take my 20 pixels margin. I want 20 pixels margin from here. Now save it, open your browser, refresh the page. As you can see, you have got 20 pixels space here in between your square and your circle. So this is how you can actually give position to your object, to your content in your website. Now I want this circle, now I want some more margin from top. So how can I do it? Come here. So this is my margin. Use margin top. From top I want 10 pixels. Save it, open your browser, refresh the page. As you can see, it has moved down a little bit of 10 pixels. So this is how your float and margin these actually works. Now let me give you some more uh, concept about margin. What if I don't want to use left top? Okay, I only want to use margin. I only want to use margin property. So you can use only margin property to give margin to your object, but for that what you have to do, give a colon here. You have to give it four positions, like it works like it works like clockwise. I want to give it margin, but you will have to give it margin clockwise. How the clockwise works, so I will give it 5 pixels. This is my top margin. Then again I will give it 5 pixels. This is my right side's margin, and I want to give 5 pixels. This is bottom, and 5 pixels. This is my left side. Actually it works like clockwise. We are giving margin by clockwise to our object. Now save it, refresh your page. Now it has given some margin, but you cannot see it right now, but it has given it some margin. So this is how you can give it margin from your fourth side by using only margin. So it saves your code, so you will have to use less code. Fine. So this is a trick. Now let's come on our padding, how the padding works. What is padding? So we have two objects here. Fine. For padding, what I do, this is my div for box, and I will write some content here, box. Okay, now I fine, this is my box. Now I save it, I refresh my page. As you can see, we have got some content in our square. Now I want to give it some padding. What is how the padding works? Now this is my content. I want to move it a little bit from left to right. So this is your padding. How you can use padding? Let's see how the padding works. Now this is inside my div. Fine, this is my box. I want to give my box padding. Fine, so this is inside my box. I will come here. This is my box. Now I will give it padding left 10 pixels. Fine, now save it, refresh your page. As you can see, it has given some padding to my box from left to right. Now I want more padding from top. I will use my padding top 10 pixels. Now save it, refresh your page. So as you can see, it has given more padding to my box. So you have got an idea how the padding works, how margin works, how the float works by using CSS. So these are very essential of CSS. You have to know each and every property of it. So we will discuss some more important properties of CSS, the essentials one. Then later on we will use all these properties. Then we will create a complete website. We will design a complete website as a project. Then you will get an idea, you will get an exposure how the things actually work, how you can design a website. So these are very essentials. You have to do practice. Now do practice of margin, do practice of your padding and your float, how the things works. I have uploaded so many videos. Watch all the videos carefully, do not miss any step, keep doing practice. Okay, for now it's done. Have a nice day. I will see you next episode.